Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. Today's exciting episode. Yes, more patterns. These are the vintage dress ones. Well, there's also some regular dress ones. So summer dress sewing patterns. And they're absolutely gorgeous.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So I am supposed to be working on a tweed jacket, but I decided to do some beading instead, which is taking forever. I think I mentioned it in the beading video that I was currently working on a tweed jacket that had the flower shape sequins, and then it's like seed bead, 2 flower sequins, and then another seed bead on top to anchor it. And this is it's a honeycomb weave. That's what this particular pattern is called. And yeah, honeycomb bees like flowers. So I decided to cover it in little flowers. I feel like there's thousands upon thousands of them. Anyway, I'm getting there. And this stack of fabrics, these are each going to be turned into one dress. And I've got a stack over the other side, and that's going to be it's going to be a layer cake dress. So I've also got some other fabrics in the corner that I've done another 2-3 fabric hauls of. So you've seen one. I think there's 2 or 3 more to go. But that grey fabric, I think you just saw it in the last fabric haul. I've got some other fabrics that you haven't seen yet, and I think I'm going to mix some of it with that, but I'm also going to make a standalone dress with most of that grey one. I think it's going to be fabulous. Anyway, these are the sewing patterns. I was putting away my jacket sewing patterns. They're 1.5 of these bags here. And so they're sort of in the order that I'm going to get them out, trace them, and do the mock-ups. And I realised I've had this whole bag of mostly vintage ones. It's not all my vintage dress patterns. Some of them are somewhere else. I've got them squirreled away in so many different places. Anyway, there's also some regular ones. So I think there's like 4 or 5 that you've seen before. That one I showed you in the Breakfast at Tiffany, the Audrey Hepburn episode. And this is another dress that I like, the beige one. It's just got really nice clean lines, but I also like the 2 long ones. The green one is beautiful. Okay, they're all lovely. They're just really simple, classic lines. And this is me showing you the number. So yeah, I think that one's good. This one here, yes, the main dress is a winter dress, but this one here reminds me of the Vogue 9294, that dress, vintage Vogue dress from 1939. But I love it, but I want to slightly looser in the bodice and slightly fuller in the skirt, because the 1939 dress is, it's the 1930s was the Depression era. But yeah, I think this one is lovely. It's they've sort of drawn it with floaty fabric, but obviously you can use quilting cotton and it'll be fine. This one is a slash and gather skirt, so I'm not sure about that one. This one, I don't like the picture, but I like the even hem. I don't like a high-low hemline. They're just not for me. And they look fabulous on some people, but not me. This is another slash and gather skirt dress. I'm not sure I just don't feel like they would age well, but I don't know why I bought them. So I've got both of them. I think I'll put them away. I've tried this one. I quite liked it, but I've already tried it. And I prefer my bodices to be lined. So if your dress is all in one, it's a little hard to line just the bodice when it's the whole dress that's being cut out in one piece. This, I like all of them except the V-necks and the sleeveless version. I feel like if you're making a sleeveless dress, the bodice should have support in it. Otherwise, how is it going to stay up? This one here, I thought it was cute, but then the back is like this big V-neck. So yeah, I'm not a fan of dresses where you have to buy a special bra. I'm like, nah, my normal bras are expensive enough. I like this one at the bottom here. That one's cute. So yeah, I think there's about 3 different ones that I think I'll get them all out, and they remind me of that 1939 dress, but as I said, a bit more room in the skirt. And oh, this is me showing you this dress. I think I showed you this when I had my patterns out last time. I like the one below the knee, and I just think this vintage style fabric, the grey one, would look absolutely gorgeous in that. I'm doing it without the floaty sleeves, but it's essentially going to be the same as that. This one I bought because I think the bodice is really cute, and I think I think the skirt of this dress is a little too short. I would add a couple of inches to the hem, or just make a fuller skirt, full stop. And these two sort of remind me of something the royals would wear when they're, cutting the ribbon on a new wing of a hospital. And they're nice enough, but I'm not in the mood to make them at the moment. But they are good patterns, particularly that sort of dark red dress. I think that one's nice. And then we have 3 shirt dresses. This is the one that I like. The one in the check is the one that I like the most because it's just a really old-fashioned one. But I also like that plain one in the middle at the top. I don't like those sort of high-low. I like a nice even hemline. And because I always do my hems by hand, so I guess that's it. I know this one's popular with the sewing YouTubers, so if you're looking for a shirt dress, there's a lot of people who love that one there, but I haven't actually tried it yet. I have got out the pattern and had a look at it, and it does look good. But I also, as I said in the last time I got my patterns out, I would prefer to do a shirt, of old-fashioned looking shirt as the bodice, crop it at the waist, and just add layers and layers of fabric to make the skirt. So it's like a layer cake dress, but it has a shirt dress top. That's what I think would look really cute. Anyway, so I think the rest of vintage patterns, we have a couple more that are sort of modern day they've got modern photos, but the lines of them are very vintage. This one's very 1960s to me. The neckline's a little low for me. I would bring that up a couple of inches. This one, again, this is the other one that reminds me of that 1939 pattern. And the sleeves are a little bit billowy. I don't like that this has got a cut in the centre front, but you can always cut your skirt pieces on the fold for that. This one, I love the little the sort of belt that's in there. Again, I would add a couple of inches to the skirt. It's a little over the knees, a little cropped for me. But yeah, it's really sweet. I like that. And I like that you use 2 different fabrics in it. This is one of those apron dresses. And I just thought the picture was cute, the mummy and me one. I'm not sure about an apron dress. I don't really like using bias binding. As I said, I prefer making a separate bodice, lining that, and adding the skirt. But I bought it because it was cute. And that isn't the exact walk-away dress, but it's a similar style as that famous walkaway dress that you're supposed to be able to make in 1 or 2 hours or something ridiculous. The pictures always look so good, but then you see YouTube people try them and I don't know, they're a little bit awkward, those apron dresses. Anyway, this one, it's a cute dress, but I also thought I could make a tweed jacket, like a Chanel style vintage jacket that, they have those sort of off the neck collars and with a big bow on them. So you essentially tie it and then you snap together, and that's how it always looks tied when you're wearing it. This is a 1970s dress, very boho, and it's got good lines, but the V-neck is a little too deep for me. I would always wear a t-shirt underneath it. But I mean, it's a nice simple dress. Oh my gosh, these 3 are so chic. I just had to get these patterns because they're gorgeous. This is a sleeveless top, and you could also have this matching wrap. It's like a sash, really, that you wear with it, or a stole that you wear with it. And I think that's just fabulous. But I've got really big hips and a big high butt, like athletic butt. So there's always a nightmare to fit a pencil skirt on me, so I'd probably just take out the fitted pencil skirt and add just a big pleated vintage skirt to it. This one I bought because it's a gorgeous dress, but also I think if you just kept the bodice pieces out, you could make, and sort of, I had my standard Chanel style jacket pattern, the Vogue 7975. I think I could make this into a really good jacket. So it's basically the bodice, but you'd extend it a little bit, so it would end up looking like a Chanel style jacket, but a little bit fancy around the collar and like the neckline. And the back is basically what a jacket would look like if you cut it on the fold instead of left and right for the back. So yeah, I think that one has potential. And this one is just fabulous. But again, I'm not a fan of the pencil skirt, so I'd probably make a full skirt and do the whole fake half skirt with the pleat over the top. I love that, so I would probably do that too. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm not sure I like those two cuts in the neckline. I'd probably just sew it up normally. And this is another one of those apron dresses. I just would be worried that it would, like, a gust of wind would come up and this one's all buttoned up, but I just rather sew all the bits of the skirt together, and that way, instead of them overlapping each other, you'd get more, it would look like a bigger, fuller skirt if you put them all together. This one is a semi-fitted dress. I think if you're going to go to the trouble of putting in a zip, you may as well make a fitted bodice rather than a semi-fitted one. And here is yet another apron dress. So you sew it as a big front bodice back, and then you sort of wear it, and it's like a wraparound dress. I don't know. I want to like them, but then when I see them on, I'm just like, it's such a disappointment. But the art is, like, the illustrations on the front are beautiful. Anyway, I won't be making that now. This has a mandarin collar, which is cute. I like the illustration I like the full skirt more than, it's a Gertie pattern, obviously. And yeah, I kind of like it. I'd make the skirt longer, but yeah, I guess I like it. I bought it. And these ones all have collars. They're fabulous. Oh, there's another sort of looks like shirt dress, but over there, that Vintage Vogue one. I think that's my favourite of the four. This one with the big triangles. A few people on Sewing YouTube have tried this one, and they thought the collar was ridiculously big. So if you scaled it back by about an inch, I think it would be a good size. This one, I love the full skirt. It's a little bit Audrey Hepburn, and I think it's lovely. I don't think I've seen anyone wear that, try that one, but it just looks like such a pretty pattern. And this one, the red dress, I've tried something very similar. I think I'd go the one without the collar. I don't know, there's a few wrinkles in the one she's wearing, so maybe you'd have to spend a little time doing a mock-up, making sure that the bodice truly fits. But it's a beautiful dress. And then there's the one that looks like a shirt dress, but you actually have to zip yourself into, so it's not really a shirt dress, it just sort of looks like one, and it's got beautiful lines. And yeah, so the style of the check one, but I'd probably use a dark fabric like the version with the cap sleeved, or a really light summery fabric would be beautiful for like a garden picnic. And the next ones are all 1930s, 1940s style ones. I bought them because they were, the vintage patterns. They're there for 6 months or a year and then they disappear. So I wanted to get them, but I don't really want to do them anytime soon. This one is very vintage. I'm not sure that it would suit me, but as I said, I don't know, I like the lines, so I just got it anyway. And all of them. In the 1930s and 1940s, they had that whole shoulder pad and the whole, not very flattering underwear. So yeah, I find the busts a little problematic, and the whole big shoulders thing is ridiculous. But I have really small shoulders, so shoulder pads just look ridiculous on me. I like that black dress there. I think I could use the lines of that to make a really good jacket. So that's kind of, I do like the dress, but yeah. And this one here, the McCall's one, I think if you added a couple of inches to the skirt, that would be nice. It's essentially a shirt dress without a collar. Same with this one. This one, the pink one, kind of reminds me of a Vogue pattern that I have. It's like this one here, vintage Vogue pattern. And yeah, I made like 6 dresses from it. It was just so beautiful. This one, again, yeah. Oh, I think I bought this because it's got the hat yeah, that's why I bought that one. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't made it, but I don't know. It seemed like a good pattern to buy. You know when they do things like if you buy a certain number of patterns, then you get shipping free, or if you buy a certain amount of patterns, then all of them are half price or something. I think I was going through it was one of those ones, so I just got a couple. But yeah, this is the one where I think the lines are really good, and I would like to turn it into a jacket. This one, it's a nice dress, but I bought it for the vintage jacket, so I'm going to put that back in my summer jackets pile. Instead of cutting up the actual pattern pieces on the the tissue paper, I just trace them on tissue paper and then make it, and then that way you've still got the original pattern and you can make all the changes on that you need. But the tracing each of them out, and especially since I pretty much know I don't want to keep any of reuse any of the patterns anytime soon, it takes time. This vintage dress I just think is divine. It's got a big V panel in the front of the dress, and the rest is just this big gathered skirt. It's absolutely gorgeous. This one is a little bit of a nightmare. It's like a front bodice and a back bodice, and then you sort of tie them together with with a ribbon. And yeah, so I've seen people make this, and the ribbon isn't secured, so you can sort of, I don't know. I think if I made it, I would make the front bodice, the back bodice, thread the ribbon through, stitch the ribbon down securely, and then make a fake bow that you like hook on. And that way it'll look like it's just this ribbon, but it'll still be secure. And that way it wouldn't be a nightmare to wear. And there's that vintage one. I haven't actually tried this one because the skirt on this one is a wraparound skirt. And I just feel like if you're going to cut out all those panels of the skirt, stitch them together, and that way you get more skirt. Whereas if it's a wraparound, you waste like a yard going under and a yard doubling over. Anyway, and this one, this 3-tiered dress, I just think it's actually a skirt and a fitted shirt. I think it would maybe wear better if you didn't do if you did them as one-piece dress rather than a 2-piece skirt and shirt, but each their own. It's very beautiful though. And yeah, if you want more volume in the skirt, you just do gathers. But I prefer the look of pleats, and also it's easier to fit them all in the wardrobe. And this dress here, oh my gosh, it always reminds me of, that amazing green dress Sid Charisse the dancer wears in Singing in the Rain. It's a drop waist dress, and then instead of having a full skirt, it's just strips of sequined fabric because she's a dancer and she's got to have her legs sort of free. But I would love to have a green dress in this, and I don't think I'd put sequins on or anything, but it's just so fabulous. Anyway, I've put them all away again. I've kept out the ones that I think I might turn into jackets, but I've put most of them away, and I've got that growing pile of fabrics to turn into dresses. Honestly, I've got so many things to do. Oh, this is another, I think I showed it to you before, Empire Line dress. That's a gorgeous summer dress if you're looking for something simple. This one, the black one in the middle is the dress. So I think I might try that bodice. We shall see. It's just really simple. And these three, I'll get those out and see which one looks most like that 1939 Vintage Vogue one. I love the Vintage Vogue one, but it's built for people who had been, hungry for the whole of the Great Depression. It's very lean, and I want something that's a little bit roomier with more ease, but not just go up a whole size because, as I said, I've got tinsy shoulders, so that doesn't really work with me. And yeah, this is the stack that I'm going to turn into jackets maybe. This one, I think if I just cropped it and did a cut down the front, that will make a good summer reversible cotton jacket. That one, these ones all, I think I'm going to sort of use elements of them and incorporate it with my Chanel style jacket. This one here, I think will look really Jackie-O maybe. If I do that, you know, the stand-up collar on a Chanel style vintage jacket. Anyway, so I've put them over there. There's a whole stack of things to do. But for now, these are the two dresses that I use most. And I love this one, but I want the bodice to be a little bit longer. So I'm going to make it as long as the Butterick 6677. And I'm going to lengthen it. And yeah. Also, I've made this dress like a billion times, or at least a dozen times, but don't think I've done the sleeves. I don't know that I like the longer ones, but I do like the shorter sleeves, so I might make those sleeves, but just a plain sleeve without the frill at the bottom. This one doesn't have sleeves. It has flutter, what are they called? Flounce things. You know, you sort of cut it out like a snail circly thing and then you sew it on. I don't usually do them because they take up so much fabric. I'd just rather do a simple sleeve or no sleeve at all and use all the fabric to make a nice full skirt. Anyway, there we go. That's all my vintage dress pattern. Well, it's not all of them, but it's a lot of them. Anyway, I thought you would like to have a look at some of these lovely dress patterns if you're trying to decide what dresses to make yourself for the sunny season. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it sparked some ideas and you know what dress patterns you want to work on next, or, you know, in a vaguely near future. I have several layer cake dresses in my near future. There's a hot pink and orange one, plus that gorgeous pink and olive green one. But before that, I really, really want to finish beading this one because, yeah, at first I wasn't sure about this, but now I really, really, really love it. And I just have the sleeves to go. The front and the back are done, and well, you can see how much of this sleeve I have to go. There's also the undersleeve that isn't done yet, and then basically the whole of the other sleeve. Oh, the sleeves are just so difficult to do. It is ridiculous, but it's going to look so fabulous when it's done. Anyway, I am off to do that. Thank you very much for watching, and happy sewing. Gorgeous vintage dress patterns. So chic.